Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Leisa. I am an early childhood educator and a mum of 4. And although I normally share on my channel about topics such as childcare, parenting and unschooling, I am actually going to be starting to include the topic of plant-based eating and health and nutrition and even fitness, because this is what I have been primarily focused on for many months now. This is what my heart desires. This is what I am passionate about in this moment. And I have been on an amazing journey these past 6 months, and I have been dying to share with somebody my experiences and thoughts and feelings around eating a plant-based diet. So today's video is going to be talking about how I became vegan in the first place, why I did it, and how I have managed to lose almost 10 kilos, which is about 22 pounds in almost 6 months. So stick around. If this is something that you like to hear about, if you like hearing other people's journeys or experiences around weight loss and plant-based eating and health and nutrition, then stick around because I have lots coming up to share with you. So I am going to still be sharing about those other topics that I am passionate about, but I'm going to include a lot more content now around plant-based eating and health and nutrition as I learn myself. So yes, I am still in a learning phase. I still have lots to learn, but I will be sharing with you what I have learned so far, the mistakes I've made, the experiments that I am doing with my plant-based diet to get the best results for weight loss. So let's jump in. It is the weekend and I am at home and the house is quiet. It's a beautiful day. I hope no wasps fly in my window and sting me because they have been flying into the house a lot lately. So fingers crossed I can get through this video without being paranoid about wasps. So firstly, I want to talk about why I became vegan. Well, it's very interesting how my life circumstances led me up to this point, but ultimately I went vegan and started eating a plant-based diet for health reasons. Now, I wasn't sick, I didn't have any health conditions or anything, but I have been trying to lose weight for a very long time. So I was quite small when I was younger, but having children, I gained weight and I managed to lose weight and gain and lose weight over the period of having all of my 4 children. But I was doing this through lots of yo-yo dieting and trying diets like the keto diet, the paleo diet, a low carb, high fat diet, and a carb cycling diet. And I didn't know what was left to do, because no matter what diet I was doing, I always felt, even if I saw results, I always felt that I was restricting, and then I would go into the cycle of losing weight and then binge eating everything that I was restricting and gaining weight back and feeling hopeless and like a failure. So I know this might shock some people in the plant-based community. I didn't do it because I thought eating meat was bad and wrong. Yes, I do have feelings around eating meat that are personal and that I am sensitive to the, industry around, eating meat and killing animals and all that. Yes, of course I have feelings around that, but I've never, it just hasn't been my journey to delve into that and become an advocate for that and be passionate. But yes, I do have feelings around that. But I still ate meat because it tasted so good and it filled me up. And also because all of the diets that I had tried over the years always included meat, always said how important it is to eat meat because it's high protein. And if you want to build lean muscle, you need to eat meat. And meat keeps you full. And so I just ate meat like all of my life. And through all of my weight loss journey, I just ate meat. And the only things I would cut out was the carbs, like potatoes and pasta and rice and bread. And I wouldn't really pay attention to my fats because, I would hear that animal fats are fine to eat. Fats are fine to eat because it's the carbs that make you gain weight. So I always ate meat, but I had never tried cutting out meat before. I tried cutting out dairy here and there, but I was never successful with that. And so what brought me to the point of going vegan was that I just felt so hopeless with my weight loss journey. I was tired of my carb cycling. I was tired of going hungry one day and then binging the next. And I was tired of my workouts, and I would never look forward to doing my workouts. I would dread them, in fact. And so I've turned to the amazing Maya Joy, who has helped me so much with lots of things in my life that I have become stuck with. And when I reached out to her for another psychic reading, I had expressed how desperate I was to stop this yo-yo dieting and how do I get healthy and be slim and feel good in my body. Because let's face it, the spiritual community, for me, there were a lot of mixed messages over the years about you shouldn't worry about your body and how you look. You should just learn to love yourself no matter how you look. I don't really align with that because I do believe that you should take care of your body. It's just as important as your mental health and your emotional and spiritual health is your physical body. If your physical body is not in good shape and good health, like for me, it makes me feel depressed and sluggish. And so the higher energies and vibration is just really not able to flow through me as much and as well and as easily because my body is like not running the way that it should. I think it is absolutely okay to want to look beautiful and to want to look sexy and slim and to feel so empowered and beautiful and strong in your body. And that's what I craved so bad because I like being slim. I like looking good. It is just part of who I am. I like to walk around this planet feeling healthy, feeling strong, feeling like really good in my clothes and my body. And I like to look great in the world. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I reached out to Maya, and during this reading, she saw images of a vegan influencer on YouTube called High-Carb Hannah. And the moment I saw this and heard this, I was hooked. Something in me just clicked in place. It aligned, and I knew that I had to follow her. And she had been overweight and she had lost 70 pounds eating a plant-based, high-carb, low-fat diet, following what is called the starch solution by Dr. McDougall. So of course, in the back of my mind, I was thinking, oh, it's just another diet. But I'm going to try it because I've never tried cutting out meat and dairy from my diet. This is how I got on to plant-based eating. I just subscribed to her. I bought her books and meal plans, and I started following her 28-day meal plan. Now, how is this any different to any other diet that I tried? Because I love eating plants, and I don't just mean celery and spinach and broccoli. I love the starches, the potatoes, the oats, the rice, the bread, the pasta. Now, bread and pasta are not whole foods, but they are okay for me in small amounts for weight loss. But they are carbs, and they are the foods that I was so scared to eat. I was even scared to eat potatoes because the last diet I had tried, it was a carb cycling diet, and it was on certain days I could only have a small amount of potato, and I couldn't have bananas or potatoes a lot in my diet. Bananas are quite at the higher end of calories when it comes to plant-based eating, but I love eating banana and it's so filling. Potatoes are actually the most filling and satisfying food on the planet. And when I heard and saw that I could eat as many potatoes as I wanted, I didn't have to count calories, I didn't have to restrict any of the foods I loved, and I could still lose weight, my whole body just lit up. Now, in saying that, all weight loss comes down to being in a calorie deficit. So no matter who you are out there, you're like me, and this was a very hard reality to swallow. And I've only just come to terms with it after all these years of dieting, is that you cannot escape this reality, that your body will not burn fat if you are only maintaining your calorie intake, if you are not even at a slight calorie deficit. Now, where I went wrong in the past was trying to reduce my calories so significantly to lose weight so fast. Actually, what I am realizing, and what lit me up so much with this diet, is that it is a lifestyle. And yeah, I know you hear that with all the diets, don't make it a diet, make it a lifestyle. But you cannot sustain yourself eating very little carbs and stuffing your body full of meat constantly and high fat foods and dairies. You cannot sustain that, because I actually had a lot of digestive issues eating meat and dairy. I was constantly experiencing constipation and stomach pain and sluggishness and fullness, like too much food and feeling too full and stuffed. Now, why I love eating a plant-based diet is because it feels so natural to me. I am a lover of nature. I love being around plants. I love looking at plants. I love touching plants. So it makes complete sense that I love to eat plants, but I was never eating enough. Whenever I did, I would always say, oh my God, this tastes so good. But I would follow the diet, which was very high in meat and fats, and plants was just a side of salad, a side of veggies. This way of eating is most of my diet, actually all of my diet is made up of whole food plants. What I mean by most is that most of it is non-starchy vegetables like broccoli and spinach and mushrooms, and the other half is made up of the starchy plants like potatoes and rice and legumes and beans and oats. So I started following the 50-50 method and a principle called calorie density. So during my reading with Maya, this was pointed out to me that to lose weight, I didn't have to restrict foods. I didn't have to eat less. I had to change the foods I was eating, to eat the foods that were the least calorie dense that I could eat more of. So I will go into more of this in later videos. I don't want to just cram everything into one video, and I am really trying to make my videos short so that they're easy for people to digest. So I do apologize if this video does go on, but I initially just really wanted to share about how I came to be vegan and why, my reasonings, and how it's working for me so far. So it's working for me because these are the foods I love. I swear, I am completely 100% honest. People don't believe me sometimes. Like my kids will joke with me when I say, I love zucchini so much and I love to eat spinach on everything. I love the crunching sound and the feeling of crunching on leaves. Yes, I do. And I love oatmeal, like so much. And I love potatoes. I could live on nothing but potatoes and be so happy for the rest of my life. I never get sick of eating potatoes. So yes, this diet is for me because I'm actually eating all the carbs I want. And now to be in the calorie deficit, I'm not just eating the carbs and the starches. I'm actually filling up just as much on those other green vegetables and non-starchy vegetables. I'm making sure that I am eating equal amounts with every meal, and I'm adding a little bit of fats like avocado or some powdered peanut butter or some cashew sour cream. Now, for weight loss, those things, even though, yes, healthy fats are very good for us, I do need them in my diet because it helps me to feel fuller for longer. But to actually lose fat, what I've had to do is cut out oil completely. Now, for the past 5.5, 6 months, I have not put a drop of oil in any of my food. I can't help some of the things I buy, like refried beans, and I've had some potato chips, things like that do have a little bit of vegetable oil, but that's very, very rare. I actually I saute all my veggies in water or some vegetable stock. I have not had oil in my cooking for almost 6 months now. And to me, I feel like that is the key, like one of the biggest keys, because I was cooking everything in olive oil spray. I was tossing my chips around in olive oil, and now I can actually bake chips in my air fryer by just pre-boiling or steaming them for a couple of minutes, tossing them in a bunch of herbs, garlic, salt, cooking them in the air fryer, and they are so delicious. I could live off of them, and there is zero oil. And to lose weight, I know that I can't just go eating a ton of avocados and cashews and nuts and seeds and everything, because even though they are good fats, that's not going to help, because my ultimate goal is health, yes, but also weight loss, because there is nothing wrong with focusing first on getting to my ideal body weight and then reintroducing for the long haul some of those good healthy fats that I have sort of been limiting. Now, I do go through phases where I will watch an influencer and I will copy a meal plan for that week and try it out, and it'll have a little bit of fats and healthy fats in every meal. And then I'll look at what's happening with my body. Am I gaining? Am I losing? I do find that when I start eating a little bit of fats like avocado or cashew, I'll get a pimple or something, because so that shows to me that actually I don't experience oily skin or acne at all anymore. I only break out in like one pimple here and there or something if I have a little bit of avocado or cashews in my vegan cheese sauce. So I am still experimenting. Now, this is what I've done. I'm not yet comfortable to just go out on my own and design all of my own meals. I am doing it more and more now, but I have had to rely on influencers such as High-Carb Hannah and Plantiful Kiki and Chelsea May Cullen to help inspire me and guide me. I am somebody that needs guidance on this path. That's just who I am. I do better when I'm following a plan. So I do meal prep. I do prep my lunches for work, because I do leave the house and go to my daycare and work for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. I need to be prepared. I make sure that I have all my breakfast and my lunches available and snacks, and I make sure that I'm not going hungry, because that is another big thing, which I'll talk about later. So in the beginning, I completely relied on these vegan influencers and their books and their meal plans, and I followed these plans, I followed these meals, I followed these recipes, and I was eating some of the most delicious food I have ever tasted in my life. I have fallen in love with nutritional yeast, garlic powder, and lots of spices and hot sauce, Tabasco hot sauce, and lots of different things, fiber protein shakes using chickpeas blended with fruit, and you cannot taste the beans. And I have started exercising in ways that make me feel good. That is something that I'm doing on my own. So I am walking for 40 minutes every day. The exercise isn't really to lose the weight, because most of weight loss I have been learning comes from diet alone. But I love walking. I used to push myself to run every day, and I only do that probably once or twice a week now on my treadmill, but I mostly enjoy a 40-minute brisk walk while I'm listening to my favorite 70s and 80s disco music. And I have begun resistance training, strength training using weights. So I used to do body weight training, and it was so much on my wrists, and I've recently combined. So I've taken the weightlifting dumbbell exercises that I love to do with some body weight workouts, and I've combined it and made my own little workout to build and maintain lean muscle. And this is not because I feel like I have to do it to lose weight. I do it because it makes me feel strong and fit, and I absolutely love doing weights. That's just me. But no, you don't have to do that to lose weight. I actually didn't do that. When I first started this vegan diet, I actually stopped all of my exercise because I really needed to take all the pressure off and just focus on preparing these beautiful meals, having a plan that wasn't so big and so much. And I still have a long way to go. And there are some weeks that if I don't want to work out, I don't. I still stick to my healthy way of eating. So I have been eating this way for almost 6 months. I have lost almost 10 kilos. Now, of course, because I am lifting weights, I don't expect the scales to change much. And in fact, they don't change much. Now, I was 70 kilos in April, and you can see in this picture here. And this is what I currently look like in, September. And as I said, the scales, like there would be weeks where they would not budge, and I would get so depressed and so upset. And then suddenly one day I would jump on and I had lost 3 kilos and it had been like a month or something. So I'm not really relying on that because I am building lean muscle. Muscle weighs more than fat. So, but my clothes have shrunk. So when I began this, I was still a size 16, bordering on a size 14, 16. I can now fit into size 8 clothing, size 10, some size 12 pants, but I am into a size 8 in tops. I can actually shop in the girls section now because I can't stand women's clothing around here. It is ugly and gross. So I like the fun, vibrant clothes in the girls section, and I can fit some of the sizes in there. So this is how I know I've lost so much weight. There are clothing that I could not even pull up when I started, and they fit me perfectly now. And so I haven't measured myself or anything. I have weighed myself occasionally, and the scales have gone down to, I have been bordering 61 kilos. And I do expect that, I'm on my period. So women do gain a little bit of fluid and stuff during that time. So over the next week or so, I am expecting the scales to be going down to about 60 kilos. So that's like 10 kilos in almost 6 months. And that's just amazing to me. Now, I do still have a long way to go, but I feel great in my body right now. I look great. Like, to me, I look like way different and way better than what I did 6 months ago. So I can stand up a little bit and show you, I still have like a bit of a tummy to lose. I am wearing pants that I like to pull right up that, bring my tummy in a little bit. But yeah, like I'm doing, so the workouts that I'm doing are like, instead of, like I used to do upper body days and then lower body days, but I've just sort of like made my own little workout that is like a full body workout, and I only do it twice a week because I do work full time. I do put a lot of effort into my meals, and when I come home I do cook for my family. So, and because I do that 40-minute walk every day, I don't want to be pushing myself, not to mention the strength training I do, the full body workout is, it leaves me feeling quite sore. And so I do like to have a few days break. So like I'll do one on a Monday and I'll do one on a Thursday, and that's it for me. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just seeing how I go. I may stop that, or I may increase it, or I don't want to get big. You know, like I still have like loose skin and everything. Like I am building, you know, muscle, but I don't want to be big and bulky. Like I just want to be nice and slim and have some muscle definition. And that's just because that's me. I've always been a very fitness oriented person. I don't like to go to the gym, but I do have a home gym. I do have all the weights and stuff needed. My husband works out. He uses a pulley, you know, machine, so whatever they're called, and I can use that if I want. I have a treadmill, and I just put my headphones on and I go for it, and I'm in my zone. And I do these things because I like to keep consistent. If I don't exercise and work out, I don't feel good. You know, I feel low mood. I feel sort of unhealthy and sluggish, and I feel fat. Like the exercise, even though I know it's not really burning like that many calories, it just makes me, it's like fake it till you make it. Like it makes me feel like I'm burning a lot of calories, like especially the weight training, because you do, resistance training is good because you do keep burning fat while you're at rest. Now, I know there's a lot more to add, and I will, like such as like protein. Like yes, I do take plant protein powder. I am trying to eat like lots of protein in my diet, but I'm also trying to be careful of the fat intake as well. So I do eat tofu, but there'll be weeks where like I will try high carb Hannah's meals for a week, and I'll, you know, and then the next week I'll be like at the moment I'm in love with Chelsea May Cullen. She's like so easy to follow, and you know, I might switch from these influencers week to week, but I've taken on so much from all of them that I combine meals and I combine methods and things, and I just sort of do my own thing. But I know I have all the tools needed now. I have all the kitchen equipment that I need. I always have all the ingredients. I always have everything on hand. I plan out my weeks. I know what I'm going to be eating. And yes, I make mistakes. Yes, I still eat out. I don't eat meat. I don't eat dairy, but you know, I still drink coffee, and I do still have a binge on like vegan junk food, or I will eat too much and make myself sick. Like I am still learning. I'm not perfect. I do still feel like a failure a lot of the times. I do still feel fat and ugly and like I'm not getting anywhere. So yeah, it's not always an easy journey. And I'm going to share more about that in future videos. Now, I have managed to make this video nearly 30 minutes long, so I am sorry. I hope you've stuck through to the end. And I'm going to go now, but I will be back to talk more about the meals I'm making and eating, and lots of things that I've been learning, and like on this beautiful new journey, which is now a lifestyle for me, even how it affects my children and parenting and all of that. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and love you all. Bye.